ツマンおじ今日のニュースを読みます。POLITICO Delayed inflation data shows price pressure easing in boost to Trump. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said last week that the central bank would look at its latest report with a skeptical eye because of possible distortion. Inflation cooled in an annual rate of 2.7% in November, the lowest rise in the prices since July. In a boost for President Donald Trump as he aims to make his case to voters struggle with high cost of living. The report from the Labor Department showed the prices on many goods rose more slowly than expected, an encouraging sign. The tariffs still aren't causing a significant spike, though the data also covered the period that includes Black Friday discount. Inflation continued to fall, wages continue to rise, and America is trending toward an historic economic boom, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in a statement. Americans can expect this trend of lower prices and bigger paychecks to continue into the new year. Some economists warned, however, that the release, which was delayed by the lengthy government shutdown, should contain distortion because of difficulty in collecting data. Still, the news is reprieve for Trump, who is facing an American public under strain from the cost and the rising unemployment rate, which have shaken their confidence in his stewardship of the economy. He gave a primetime speech on Wednesday in which he declared the costs were easing. Long-awaited Consumer Price Index report is first inflation data in 2 months. The government shutdown prevented the Bureau of Labor Statistics from collecting real data on cost on October, so the agency did not release a report for that month. Some inputs from October were included in the November release, but the missing data raises the possibility that the latest number is distorted. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said at a press conference last week that the central bank would look at this trench of data with skeptical eyes. We are going to look at that really carefully and understand that it may be distorted by very technical factors, Powell said. For instance, Omaya Sharif, the president of Firm Inflation Insight, said the BLS seemed to have assumed no increase in rent for October. This is totally inexcusable, Sharif said in a note to client. I'm sure they have a good technical explanation for this, but the only way you got a 2 months average for rent of 0.06% and at the owner-occupied rent at 0.135% is assuming October was zero. There is no world in which this was a good idea, but here you are. Paul Ashworth, chief North American economist at the macro analysis firm Capital Economy, said it was difficult to read much into the report. It is possible that this does not reflect a genuine drop-off in inflationary pressure, but such a sudden stop, particularly in the more persistent services components like a rent or shelter, is very unusual, at least outside of recession. He said in a research note, the upshot is that it looks like we all have to wait until the December data is published next month to verify whether this is a statistical blip or genuine disinflation. 以上です。